Hello, everyone. We are here in New York City at Radio City Music Hall for the New York premiere of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. It's a little chilly out here tonight, but that has not stopped the fans from lining up. They are so excited to see their heroes, to see who will win. I am Tiffany Smith, and I am going to be with you guys on the live stream all night, talking to all the stars. Of course, we're going to have Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams. I'm so excited. This live stream, you guys, is powered by Microsoft Azure, and make sure that you are on social media and you are using that hashtag BVSPremiere. Tell all your friends to check out the live stream at batmanvsuperman.com. Now, the other great part of this live stream, you guys, is not just me talking to all the stars that are coming up here. We have got Skype fans joining us live with questions for the stars. We've got Jonathan joining us from Los Angeles, and we've got Ollie in London. Hey, Ollie, how you doing?
Hello.
And we've got Trisha in LA as well. How you doing?
Good, I'm so excited.
I am so excited. What are you guys most pumped about for tonight? Who are you most excited to see? Jonathan?
Chris Terrio.
Chris Terrio? Yeah, that was Ollie chiming in. He is the writer of this film, which obviously, I mean, it's pretty iconic to get to say you wrote the fight between Batman and Superman, right?
That's iconic. And
this is craziness. This is crazy. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see all that going on over there, but the fans are screaming. They're handing out T-shirts. They're handing out snacks. That's what the premieres are like for all of these films. It's super awesome. I think, Jonathan, are you talking? What's going on?
I'm a size large. Give me a shirt.
All right, you guys. Like I said, this is the live stream for the Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice premiere. I am Tiffany Smith. Make sure you use that hashtag BVSPremiere. Everybody's screaming right now. I actually am really excited to see Gal Gadot come out here, talk a little bit about Wonder Woman. Obviously, talk to Ben because he is Batman. It's the coolest thing ever. I've been in New York for a little while, just getting ready for today. The fans have been lined up, waiting, screaming, so excited. And we've got our Skypers who have been waiting, hanging out with us for a couple of hours, too, just getting ready to chat with some of their favorite actors, some of their favorite characters. For me, obviously, reading the comics, The Dark Knight Returns is one of my favorite and one of the most iconic in the Batman universe for me. So I was so excited when they announced at Comic-Con, reading a little bit from that book just to say that this movie was coming. For you guys who are my comic book fans in the Skype chat as well, Trisha, was that something that was really standoutish for you?
Waiting to see Dark Knight Returns brought to the silver screen? Yeah, I mean, we'll see how accurate they stay to the source. I have not seen the film yet, so I'm excited to see it. You know, I hope that it doesn't give us the ending we all already know. I hope that it is its own thing so that we can all go along for the ride again.
Very cool. I am so excited to see how it all turns out on the big screen, too. Jonathan, did you read the book, or was there a different one that you're excited to see maybe some of this stuff bleed into the film?
I'm excited because obviously everybody's been waiting for Dark Knight Returns to be on the big screen and see Batman versus Superman fight it out. But what I'm really excited about is to see not how it ends the story like it kind of did in Dark Knight Returns back in the day, but how it starts the story. How does it set the stage for the Justice League and everything that's going to come after that? That's what I'm most psyched about.
How about for you, Ollie?
I just want to see two superheroes beat the hell out of each other. And that would be Superman. I'm Team Batman, by the way.
I feel like, obviously, seeing Man of Steel, we know that that's what we're going to get. I love it. Trisha standing up with your Superman shirt on. Obviously, we know who you think will win. Yeah. So, you guys, just so you know, everybody watching out there, it's not just the four of us chatting. You guys are a part of the conversation and the live stream as well. Use that hashtag BVSPremiere and make sure you're telling all your friends to check out the live stream at batmanvsuperman.com. The stars are going to start showing up here in just a little bit. We've got our Skype fans joining us. We're talking about some of the comics that we're excited that kind of this film pulls from. I'm obviously very, very, very excited to see Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I think it's such an iconic character, and having this villain in the mix and just seeing what he did with it so far in the trailers, I was really intrigued. What did you think about what you saw, Trisha?
I think that it is a take unlike I have seen before, and that makes me really stoked. I'm always optimistic going into something that's brand new. You know, it's fun to see our old favorites kind of the story's told in the same way over and over for those of us that love that. But I think that retelling the story in a brand new way could potentially bring in a whole new crowd.
How about for you, Ollie?
Well, up until now, it's been quite an outdated representation of Lex Luthor on screen, almost a pantomime villain. And now, with Jesse Eisenberg, it's almost taken elements from social network Mark Zuckerberg's character, and you're turning him into this social entrepreneur. It's an ingenious rendition of the character.
Yeah. I think that was one of the things, just seeing that one scene where he's like, ooh, you should not get into a fight with this man. I was like, I hadn't seen a version of Lex Luthor like that. What did you think, Jonathan?
I think the casting on this movie has been spot on. Henry Cavill was, I think, earlier director's choices for Superman, and those movies didn't happen. We finally got Henry Cavill as Superman. He was awesome. And I was team Affleck from the beginning on this Batman thing. And Jesse Eisenberg I think Jesse Eisenberg is just a really smart counter to both of those characters. And he's smart where those guys are brawn, and he's going to find a way to beat those guys because that's what good villains do. They cause a lot of big problems early, and the good guys are always playing catch up.
Yeah, I think that is one of the coolest things about Batman as a character for me, too, where it's like he doesn't have superpowers. He just has his gadgets like you have behind you. That he has to use his wit and kind of his craziness to be able to stand up against Superman or a character like Lex Luthor even. I love that you've got your Wonder Woman crown on tonight, too. Trisha,
I do. I have the tiara on. I'm ready to go. I'm so excited for this.
Okay, what you guys are not seeing in the screen, well, now you can, is that Ollie has placed his Wonder Woman tiara on his head as well. So I'm going to say I can't tell who you think is going to win, Ollie, because you've got Batman behind you. You've got the Wonder Woman tiara on. Who do you think will win?
Well, I'm going to put my money in for Batman. It seems like Wonder Woman has a pre-existing relationship with Bruce Wayne anyway from the trailers. So maybe Wonder Woman is Team Batman as well.
We'll have to wait and see the movie to find out. What was it like? Because for me, obviously, seeing those trailers for the first time, hearing the voiceover with Holly Hunter just kind of talking about the perspective that everyone has on Superman now was so intriguing, was so cool. What was your initial reaction like to those trailers, Jonathan?
I think it's just, I'm a Zack Snyder fan, so I know everything that he does is going to be really big, and he's going to go for some amazing, iconic imagery. So seeing it in the trailer, my instinct as a fan is I can't get enough of this. This is spot on, perfect. And then as a moviegoer, I was like, okay, I don't know how much more of this I want to see. I kind of want to save it for opening night. And Tiff, you're about to see it in a few hours, and I am super jealous of you because I can't wait to see this movie. And yeah, those are kind of, I was mixed. Want more, kind of want to wait till opening night.
But not anymore, not for very long, I'm sure.
No, I got my tickets. I'm ready to
Trisha,
go.
what was your reaction to seeing the trailers?
Oh my gosh, seeing the Trinity together all at once on the big screen was just, it was an amazing fan moment. Kind of like Jonathan said, as a fan, you're like, it's finally happening. Oh my gosh. And then I guess for me, to give the other side of it, for me as a movie critic, I was like, that's a lot to put in one movie, but that doesn't stop me from being excited about it. So I'm thrilled to see how it all works out and what Zack Snyder did with it.
I mind blown. Ollie, what was your reaction like?
Yeah, just overwhelmingly positive. I think there's been 3 trailers so far, and they got better with each time, I thought. The last trailer in particular, much like the last trailer for Man of Steel, was just a tremendous piece of character work. You got really into the mind of Bruce Wayne, into Alfred as well, how they work together. I can't wait. And you got to see Batman fight as well. It was almost like a video game, watching him beat people up.
We got just enough to tease us to get really excited for the film. The first time I saw it, obviously, like I said, I loved hearing the voiceover. I loved hearing the new perspective on how everyone was viewing Superman in this world. And I was just like, I cannot wait for this film to come out. Like I said, you guys, obviously, all of this conversation is about you guys, the fans, and of course, the stars of this film. And right now, we've got one of the actors from the film coming up here to join us. We've got Scoot McNary. He's going to be coming up to chat. How you doing?
How's it going?
Good. So
Good.
nice
Good
to
to
meet
see you.
you.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to have you up here. You're our first guest on the Batman v Superman
Rock and roll.
Skype live stream. How's that feel?
Awesome. Oh, look at everybody.
Yeah,
Cool.
so we've got Jonathan, Ollie, and Trisha joining us.
How's it going, guys? I love your Wonder Woman outfit. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
She brought a little of both. She's got the Superman shirt on and the Wonder Woman tiara.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
You just need a Batman thing over your nose there.
Just so you just see the
So you
chin.
can see your teeth.
Just the chin.
Yeah.
So, Ollie, I think that you've got a question for Scoot.
I do. I'm also not to be outdone in the Wonder Woman tiara stakes.
Oh,
I'm done in the
yes,
colours
you've got
as well.
some Wonder Woman flair on you as well.
So the first image I saw of you in Batman v Superman was you dressed in a normal suit but wearing giant green socks. What did you make of that piece of costume design?
I don't know. I mean, I just pitched it. I just said, hey, maybe he should be wearing fluorescent green socks, and Zack thought it was a great idea, and we went with it. And it was more of a styling choice than anything.
My big question then is, are you wearing green socks right now?
No, I didn't wear my green socks to the premiere. you caught me.
Trisha, do you have a question for Scoot?
Yeah, I want to know what it was like working with Zack Snyder.
Oh, my God. Working with Zack, I mean, the guy's got so much energy. If they call cut, he, like, runs to the gym and works out, like, in between. I think he went to the gym 3 times a day. He was recutting another movie, storyboarding another movie, shooting this movie. I mean, the guy is just an animal. Yeah, it was great. He brings incredible energy, incredibly talented, and as well as, you know, he keeps the same group of guys that he's been working with for a long time, which is really great. They all get along really well, and you know, it was wonderful.
And obviously just talking about how much Zack has going on, what do you think it is about these characters and the DC film universe that makes him so excited and makes you guys be excited to be a part of it?
I think it's awesome that they're sort of merging them all together in all these different films. So, you know, you don't just go to see a Spider-Man or a Batman or a Superman. You kind of get all of them in one, you know, sort of like the Avengers did. So I like it. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Getting all the DC
yeah, no pun
characters.
intended.
Jonathan, do you have a question for Scoot?
Yeah, Scoot, you've worked with your buddy Ben before. What's it like working with him as an actor and a director?
It's great. You know, working with him as a director felt like a lot like working with him as an actor. It didn't feel like there was sort of this. He was always with the group of actors, always hanging out with us. The interesting thing is, in scenes, he would keep the monitor in his hand. So you'd be walking to him and you'd talk to him and he'd be looking at the monitor.
Wait,
so
you're talking about while he's directing, not while he was in the bat suit, right?
No, not while he's in the bat suit, just while he's, when we were shooting Argo. So there's a scene in the plane where I sort of reach over and shake his hand while he's looking at the monitor, shaking my hand. But it's great. I love working with Ben. I feel very blessed and lucky to be able to work with him so often. And so, but it's great. He's awesome. A lot of fun, really funny guy. And a really, really talented guy as well.
What was it like for you knowing as him as a director and an actor, and then the first day you saw him in the suit, even in a picture? Because I don't know if you saw him on set.
I didn't. I mean, I saw him on set, but not in the suit. You know, your first question you always ask them is, what's that feel like to be in that suit, you know? And, you know, these guys endured a lot going through this project. You know, putting on these suits take so long to put on, and they're not very comfortable. So, you know, I had a lot of admiration for them and respect for these guys that just sat in these costumes for, you know, I think 9 months or so. So, it's pretty incredible.
And then as a fan, I have to ask, obviously, we've got our fans on Skype with us, but the fans are all lined up here, so excited. What does it feel like for you? They're waving, but how does it feel for you to finally be here, get to see the premiere with your co-stars and the fans?
It's awesome. I'm very, very, very excited to see this movie. So much of it was special effects and green screen and CG, so you really get to, now it's finally, you get to see the whole thing put together. And so, you know, watching this movie for me is just going to be just like it is for everybody else. Why? It's going to be the first time I've seen it, and so, you know, it's just as exciting for me as it is for everyone else.
And then the final question that I have to ask you is, who will win?
Only time will
Long
tell is all
pause.
I can say. But I have an idea that I know who's going to win, but in no way would I spoil that right now in a live feed.
I gotta say that I think that you win for being here tonight,
There
for
you
getting
go.
to be in the movie. I mean, I think all of us were like, we don't even care what it would be. If I was
There
in the
you go.
background, like, hey, that was me in there.
There you go. That's the right response. Well said. Well said.
I was helping you out a little bit.
Absolutely,
Helping you out.
absolutely.
Well, it was so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank
and
you
thank
so much. Have a great
and I
night.
hope you guys enjoyed the film.
Oh. So cool, you guys. Our first guest on the carpet tonight at the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice premiere, Scoot McNairy. Very, very secretive about his character, very secretive about what he can say, which I feel like is so much of what these actors have to do in these movies. Trisha, do you have any ideas maybe of what you would guess his character is? Do you have any idea?
You know what's funny? These people come up and, we're going to try to ask everybody what team that they're on throughout the movie. And obviously they can't spoil it, but it still helps to build the hype so much.
Well, I'm like, I don't even care if they're like, I can't tell you. I'm like, I tried. I put in an effort.
Okay, but with every I can't tell you, you get more excited. So it's perfect.
It's so true. So true. I mean, Jonathan, I know for you, you also do directing as well. So it's like for something like this where you're hearing Scoot talk about Ben as a director, having the camera, but then getting to get into the suit and be in a massive film like this. How easy do you think it is to transition? I feel like it's got to be so hard.
I think it sounds like Ben's really collaborative, and knowing that, he's just thinking about the story and he's thinking about the process that his collaborators are going through with him. And when you have that much experience and you're that talented, I think it's just a costume you put on and then you become Batman or you become Bruce Wayne, and whatever helps the story and whatever Zack's vision is, you're going to help him pursue it. And I think it's an advantage that they got somebody as talented as an actor and a director as Ben to be in the film, because he can see all sides of it, just like Batman.
It's true. He's multifaceted. The thing I really enjoyed, too, is the fact that we got such incredible actors in this movie. It's actors who are in Oscar-nominated films. They're really wanting to get to know these characters and get into it a lot. When you started to hear the casting, I mean, when Ben Affleck was announced, I was like, yes, he is really going to get this character. He's going to be able to dive headfirst into Bruce Wayne and Batman. How did you feel, Ollie, when you heard that? Were you like, I'm 100% on board?
I was initially skeptical, and I feel bad about that now. I remember the first time it started to convince me was when I saw his chin in the bat suit, because Bruce Wayne really is a chin.
Always does it.
He's got such a solid chin. And then there was another shot in the trailer where he's running towards the building that's falling down, and that is Bruce Wayne right there, the person who's going to do what everybody else isn't going to.
Yeah.
And I thought Ben Affleck nailed it.
Well, I think that scene in the trailer where you see him, he doesn't have to say anything, where he runs back into Metropolis, I was like, that is my Batman. Like, I loved that moment so much. I connected with it so much. Trisha, you're nodding, so I feel like, was that a moment for you that you were like, I'm in?
Concur. I 100% concur. When the casting was initially announced, I was like, oh, I never thought about that as an option. And then the more and more I saw it, I was like, okay, yes, let's do this.
So cool. You guys, I just want to give you another heads up. If you're just joining us, this is the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice live stream. We've got fans chatting with us via Skype. You guys can be a part of the conversation using the hashtag BVSPremiere. Share it with all of your friends and let them know to watch the live stream with us at batmanvsuperman.com. We're having so much fun. We're going to be talking with all the stars. We already had one actor from the film join us. Scoot McNairy came up here. Couldn't tell us too much, but we tried. The four of us tried really hard. I say thumbs up for the four of us for trying. It's just exciting, too, to get to talk with them, where I feel like for us as fans, I'm excited to talk about the film, and I can't imagine how much more exciting it must be for them to get to talk about the part that they played in it as well. So we haven't done this with you guys yet, but who do you think will win, Trisha? Hard-hitting questions.
Oh,
I'm giving you a hard-hitting question. You had to take the tiara out of it.
I just did a vlog about this recently. I feel like when you break it down category by category, there are some categories that go to Batman, and I love Batman. He's a complex and rich and interesting character. But when you're talking about like just such a wonderful, good-natured, out for justice and all things that are good and righteous, superhero.
I like that
Superman
just talking about him makes you like change your positioning. You're like, nah.
Superman just kicks butt. He's awesome. He is like, I don't know, to me, when I hear the word superhero, I think Superman.
Yeah. Yep. It's true. It's true. I think we've got another star from the film who just came onto the carpet. You could hear the crowd cheering. They'll be up here in just a little bit. We've got Tao Akamoto joining us. She plays Mercy Graves in the film. Come on up here. How are you doing, Tao?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
So we've got our Skype fans here with us, Jonathan, Ollie, and Trisha.
Hi. Oh my God, it's so cute. Your headpiece.
The tiara, you're like, I wish that I had worn that accessory tonight.
I know, right? You feel like strong and like powerful.
I feel like just getting to be a female in this film makes you innately strong and powerful.
Absolutely. I love the idea.
So cool. All right, well, we've got some questions from our fans for you. Trisha, do you have a question for Tao?
I do. I want to know if you have a favorite Batman and or Superman villain.
I couldn't hear the
She just
first
asked,
part.
do you have a favorite Batman or Superman villain?
Oh, well, no question. It's Lex Luthor. I work for him,
Okay.
so yeah.
So you say that you work for Lex Luthor in this
I
film.
do.
What was it like working with Jesse Eisenberg in this movie?
Oh my God, it was so funny. He was one of the most intelligent and smartest person I ever met and worked with. And it was tricky for him sometimes because he was throwing all the improvs every takes. And sometimes I study my lines with his last line to cue myself in, right? And he changes that every take. So I'm like, wait, like, was it my turn? Or, you know, so sometimes it was so difficult for me, a challenge. But he was just so interesting to watch. I was like an audience just watching him. So fascinating.
Cool. Well, and I feel like that definitely lends itself to reacting to that character too, because Lex is a character that you don't necessarily know where he's going or what he's going to be doing. Ollie is calling in from London. Do you have a question for Tao?
I do indeed. Can you tell us a bit about your character, please?
Okay, so I play Mercy Graves. She's the loyal right-hand woman of Lex Luthor, and she's mysterious and she knows a lot of stuff that Lex is doing, but she doesn't ask him. She doesn't have questions. She's just like very loyal to him.
She gave us a little bit, not too much.
Not too much.
Do they tell you guys? You're like, this is what you can say.
I'm sorry, I want to, but you know.
Yeah, no, totally. We like the secrets. We like going to the movie and getting them all revealed in the film the way they were supposed to be. Jonathan, do you have a question for Tao?
Yeah, Tao, what's it like being a part of such an anticipated movie like Batman v Superman?
You know, it's so grateful, especially this character. My character, Mercy Graves, is from original comic book, but she wasn't necessarily Asian or Japanese, which I am. So that's like something I got cast for the first time beyond the ethnicity and the nationality. So I think I love to be a part of those action fantasy movie because like I can be anybody. I think that's the beauty of being cast for this kind of movie.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for
you.
joining us.
Thank you so
Congratulations.
much.
Can't wait to see and learn a bit more about your character in the film Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. You guys, we are hanging out here on, I would say the red carpet, but it's not red, it's black tonight for the premiere of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Make sure you guys are using that hashtag BVS premiere. Right now, I'm going to welcome up a lot of people. I'm really excited to have them up here. You guys know where Batman's from. He's from Gotham, so why not have the cast of Gotham come up here and say hello to our live stream? Of course, they had to come to this premiere. Hello, you guys. How you doing? Hey. I'm so excited. This is so cool. So we have got Skype fans, and we've got Jonathan and Trisha both in LA, and Ollie in London. Yep, she's got the Wonder Woman tiara on. What does it feel like for you guys to get to be here at this premiere where it's part of the universe, obviously, of Gotham? Are you guys excited to get to see a version of Batman that, who knows, maybe could end up being the Batman that's in your world?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's like an honour and a privilege. It really is. You know, it's extraordinary. I mean, what a turnout.
Yeah, really excited to see the film.
It feels like we're part of a club.
Yeah.
You know, like this is our team. So it's fun to be here to support our team.
We're absolutely on Ben Affleck's
Yeah,
side.
totally.
I was gonna say who will win, and you guys are like, well, obviously, it's gotta be Batman.
They're paying our bills. Let's be honest. Come on.
What do you guys think it is about a character like Batman that really resonates with people so much?
I think because he's relatable, he doesn't have the superpowers like heat vision or x-ray vision. You know, granted, he's a billionaire, so that's not normal, but he's relatable in the way that he has normal human powers.
And then I have to ask for the two of the ladies up here. Obviously, being super strong characters within the DC world, what is it like for you to be here tonight and think, I'm going to get to see Wonder Woman for the first time in film? The boys, too.
No, it's about time. Yeah, we're really, really excited to see. Yeah, we've got to see it.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been asking me Batman or Superman. I think Wonder Woman.
Obviously.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Oh, she's thrilled with that.
I say the same thing, too. Ollie, do you have a question for the Gotham cast joining us?
I do specifically for Sean Pertwee. As a fellow Brit, what do you make of Jeremy Irons' performance so far as Alfred?
I'm sorry. I didn't
He was just asking, as a fellow Brit, what do you think of Jeremy Irons playing Alfred?
I can't wait to see what Mr. Irons brings to the role. I mean, to be able to play an iconic role, albeit a slightly younger version, I have to say, to be quite careful. Honestly, I'm very excited to see what Mr. Irons brings to the table. You know.
Is there any truth to the rumor that the next movie would be Alfred versus Alfred? I'm just saying. I would pay money to see
Hey,
that
it's
movie.
the multiverse in DC. You never know what could happen. You never know. Trisha, do you have a question for the cast?
Yes. Is there any moment in particular that you're just hoping so badly made it into the film tonight?
I hope Wonder Woman kicks both of the guys' asses at some point.
Yeah. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Easily.
Is that the moment you're wanting to see as well?
Yeah.
I'm just ready for some epic fight scenes. So the whole movie, basically, I'm just excited for the whole movie.
I'm all about the vehicles. I want to see some vehicles.
Yes.
Batmobile, Bat.
And maybe some Lucius Fox gadgets as well, I have to say, by the man here, you know what I mean? We need gadgets.
It is so, and Jonathan's got the gadgets back there, so
He certainly has. a spray.
that obviously leads me to, Jonathan, do you have a question for the cast?
I am such a big fan of Gotham. You guys have cranked it up so much in season 2 that I'm just like shocked that I'm talking with you guys, because I really appreciate the work you guys have been doing on the show. It has gotten amazingly it's just gotten awesome in season 2 with all the villains, and you guys are phenomenal actors. I guess I have to ask you guys, Lucius, what's the best gadget? What should I use?
Well, I'm looking over here, over your right shoulder. The blue one behind your head. That is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that design, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're gonna use that. So me and you, we need to confer.
Do you have one that's appropriate for a 14-year-old to throw?
Maybe. Let me just check.
There we go.
Let me look through the arsenal.
Bruce.
Perfect.
That's the
Perfect.
message.
It's a bottle opener.
Yeah.
What's the thing on the right, behind your left ear? What's that
What's
thing?
on
It looks
the-
like a hammer. No, other side.
Other side of you.
Your left.
Oh.
Your other left.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
Oh,
The black
No,
one.
the black
one
one.
across. Looks like a hammer.
Right there,
What
yeah.
is that?
that's a glue gun.
Oh, it's a nose trimmer.
It's
It's a bat nose
nasal trimmer. I thought
bat
so.
When all that shows is your
We all
chin,
need a
you
bat
to
trimmer.
Make sure
That's
that
the
your
one.
nose
That's
is
here. There it is. Right. Misplaced.
Yeah. We all gotta start somewhere.
So true. It's so true. Bat gadgets for days. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the premiere,
guys.
Thank you,
and we
thank
will
you.
look forward to seeing even more from Gotham.
Heck yeah.
Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you. All right, you guys. Seriously, you never know who is going to be here at the premiere tonight. We're having so much fun. We've talked to a couple of the actors from Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and of course, we just had the cast of Gotham show up. Jonathan is still smiling. He can't wipe the smile off of his face. It's so good.
My favorite shows. It's awesome.
So good. All right, you guys, this red carpet, like I said, is nonstop. Right now, we've got Lauren Cohen joining us. Come on up here. She plays Martha Wayne. How are you doing
I'm
tonight?
good. How are you?
I'm so excited to be here. Everybody who comes up, I'm even more excited.
It's the longest carpet I've ever seen in my life. I feel like it's it's crazy.
It really is. How does it feel for you? Because obviously you guys walk in, you walk past all the fans, the energy is so high, and you're playing such an iconic character within the Batman universe. What does it feel like to be here tonight, knowing that people are finally going to get to see it?
So excited. I mean, I finally get to see it too. I haven't been able to see the film yet, so I'm just thrilled to see the movie, to see everyone, to have this whole experience. Yeah, it's great.
All right, well, I know we've got some people joining us who are very excited to experience this with you as well. We've got our Skype fans joining us.
Hi.
Jonathan and Trisha are in Los Angeles, and Ollie is in London. So, Ollie, do you have a question for Lauren?
Yes. If Martha Wayne was still alive, what would she tell Bruce as a piece of advice to him?
I can't hear
What would she tell Bruce now?
Oh, gosh. Oh, too hard. I can't think that hard right now.
I love the honesty. That's what happens on live streams, honesty. It would be a really hard thing to do because obviously within the DC universe, that scene and that moment that Martha is a part of really creates the character of Batman. So,
you know what's so funny? Your voice is coming through the speaker, and it sounds like a dangerous robot from another world, so I actually don't even hear what you're saying. I think I'm too afraid of how your voice sounded. But
it was Alfred working with the voice box.
Yes, totally.
Batman's
I don't know if you know that. Yeah.
Trisha, do you have a question for Lauren?
I mean, I just want to know how it feels to be here tonight, to be part of such a moment in DC history.
Huge. I mean, from the very beginning of being able to be a part of this film has just been thrilling and exciting. And, they're so long in the making, so you just you really build up the anticipation. And I don't know. I mean, my love of the previous movies is just so strong, so I just I don't know. I get to be a part of it and also enjoy it as a fan and the whole bit.
And obviously you're no stranger to having to keep secret some of the things that you're shooting, some of the things you're working on. What does that moment feel like when you're like, the movie's out, I can tell everyone about it, everyone knows what scene I'm in, what it looks like?
I know, it was so funny. I had a couple of friends who saw advanced screenings, and they were like, you're in the movie? I'm like, shh. It's definitely, it's very funny.
Did you think you were going to get cut out or something?
No, it was just like, I knew that it was such a secret cameo and such a pivotal part in the story, and so you want the surprise to be there for everyone, and you want it to be satisfying, a surprise. So no, I mean, like you said, I'm an expert in keeping secrets, so I love it. And you can tell me anything right now, and nobody will know.
No one watching will hear at all.
Yeah.
I'm Team Wonder Woman. What? Wonder Woman's gonna win. I don't care. Jonathan, do you have a question for Lauren?
Yeah, Lauren. What's it like when you found out you were going to get a role, and was it a bit intimidating to be part of this giant behemoth of a film?
I love Zack Snyder so much, and he and I had met, and then he wanted me to be a part of this film, and no, I just felt excited. I mean, I felt intimidated on some levels, like you always do with the job, but I knew I was in good hands, and I knew it was going to be an epic, really exciting film. So no, it was pretty much just kind of jittery excitement, and it was good. I mean, our filming was insane because we were in the middle of shooting Walking Dead and then flying red eyes to Chicago to shoot overnight in the snow. It was just a whole crazy experience. You guys will see. You will feel that when you watch the film.
And obviously working on scenes that are so emotional with someone that you've worked with potentially already. How does that add to it? Does it help you with Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
I hadn't actually worked with Jeffrey Dean Morgan before when we did this. So Batman. It was a really funny coincidence because he and we had no idea that he was going to be involved in Walking Dead. And then, obviously when that day came, it was like, wow, we were just husband and wife, and now it's very different.
It's very, very different. All right. Well, thank you so much, Lauren, for joining us. Enjoy watching the film and getting to see your scenes that you can actually talk about with everyone. I know all the Skype fans are saying bye-bye. Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, joining us right now, you guys, it just keeps going here on the black carpet. We've got Brandon Spink from the Young Batman. How you doing?
Good,
Young Bruce Wayne, actually. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Is this your first live stream at a black carpet premiere?
Yes, it is.
It
and
is.
I'm so excited.
Awesome. Well, we've got some fans joining us from Skype that want to chat with you. We've got Trisha, who's in Los Angeles. Trisha, do you have a question for Brandon?
I do. I mean, I think everyone's going to assume that you're Team Batman tonight, but I have a feeling that you're going to switch it up on us. So what's it going to be?
I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea, so I'm just excited.
Hope that one of them is going to come out ahead.
Hopefully.
Dude, this kid is the best with secrets. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Deadpan. I think I need to learn a little something from you. Jonathan, do you have a question for Brandon?
Yeah, Brandon, you know that Bruce grows up to be quite the ladies' man. Who is your favorite of Batman's girlfriends?
Wait, say again?
Who is your favorite of Batman's girlfriends or Bruce Wayne's, the women in Bruce's life? Selena Kyle's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the one in wait, hold on. Trying to think.
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy's a good one.
Poison
I
Ivy's
like who is it? Let's say Barbara Gordon. I like. She's pretty. She's not
just
dating
said
him. She's not dating him, but she's not. But I feel like
you gotta
he would.
get your facts straight. He's
Yeah.
like, she's not dating him, but you know.
she should. He should. Yeah.
Ollie,
Your freaking brother.
he said they're not dating, so he was making sure it was all okay.
All right. Gotta get approval first, man.
What does it feel like for you finally being here tonight? And obviously, I'm sure your family knows, but your friends don't really know about the role that you're fully playing in this movie. How does it feel for you to get to be able to talk about it this week?
It feels relief because I've been holding it in. They're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. It's just now I can let it all out and tell everyone. It's just amazing. This place is amazing.
What is it about these characters like Batman and Superman that connect with so many people? What is it about them that you love?
I mean, he's so popular. He's just a great superhero, and he has no superpowers. He's just all like gadgets and stuff. So it's pretty sick. I love Batman since I was like born, I guess.
Yeah.
I loved him. He's
You
so
got
cool.
Batman in the blood.
Yeah. So I was super excited when I booked this. I was like, oh God, I couldn't even say anything.
Well, and I think for all of us, obviously, Zack Snyder has such a stamp on this DC world. What was it like working with Zack on this movie?
It was amazing. I know he did Man of Steel. I love the Man of Steel movie. I was so excited to work with him. Zack was so nice. He's amazing. He's a great director. I loved him. He was so funny, too. He's great.
Awesome. Well, enjoy your night. I'm so excited for you to get to talk to all your friends about your role in this movie.
I will.
And hopefully we will see a lot more of you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet
nice
you.
To
Have
meet
a
you
fun
too.
night.
I will.
That was a very sweet bye, Jonathan. Bye, Brandon. So we are here, you guys, at the black carpet, the premiere for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. The fans are all here lined up. We're at Radio City Music Hall. Tonight, we are on Skype with fans of the film as well. Right now, we've got Jonathan and Trisha joining us. You can see all those fans lined up. There's people walking down, taking photos, interviewing. I love getting to talk to the actors that are a part of this movie because I think, like I said, just with Brandon, just getting to hear the fact that they've had to keep this secret for so long and finally being able to talk about it a little bit more. We've got another guest joining us right now. We've got Robin Lord Taylor joining us, who plays Penguin from Gotham, and I luckily have had the chance to chat with this gentleman on DC All Access. How are you?
Good to see you.
So good to see you.
Hey, hi.
So we
Yes.
are live streaming with Skype. We've got some fans of Batman v
Fantastic.
Superman: Dawn of Justice.
What's up, guys?
So we had the whole cast, almost the whole cast of Gotham up here.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I like that you waited. You're like, I'm the villain. I gotta come and take my own
Totally
time.
unintentional. Totally unintentional. But it is kind of a penguin move. I mean,
It totally
it's just, I guess
is.
it's just seeping into my psyche.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, God.
So like I said, we've got our Skype fans joining us. Ollie, do you have a question for Robin?
I do indeed. You are, of course, the Penguin in Gotham. What other major Batman villains would you like to see on the big screen?
Oh, man. I mean, the great thing about Gotham is that we're introducing villains that you haven't necessarily seen, or if you've only seen like one incarnation. I'm a little partial because we just launched Mr. Freeze. I would like to see Mr. Freeze redone in the way Heath redid the Joker, in the way Jared Leto also reinterpreted it. I think that would be incredible. You know, yeah, I don't know.
I would love it.
Mr. Freeze, yeah.
I would absolutely love that. I would also say I would love to see more of Penguin. I feel like I talked with you forever ago when the show first came out, and I was like, one of my favorite Penguin stories is Pain and Prejudice. I think it's
For
such
real.
an icon. You read it?
Yes, of course I did. Yeah, no, Jeff Johns gave it to me.
So incredible.
Nailed it to me. It was amazing. Yeah, exactly. And there are so many pieces of that I just incorporated into Gotham. Which
I love
is such
that.
a help.
I love that so much. Comic book nerd, even better. Trisha, do you have a question for Robin?
I do. Being so familiar with Gotham and the Batman verse, is there a particular side of Batman that you're looking forward to seeing Ben Affleck bring to the screen?
I think which is not to say, I would say some age and experience. I mean, I just think that it's a little bit
more grizzled.
It's a little
He's
more
been
grizzled.
through a little bit more.
Well, and also he's bigger. He's been through more. I feel I don't know, just more shades of that, more age and experience. That's that's what I'm looking for.
That's true.
Thank you. I love your headband.
I love that she has the tiara on and then she's got the Superman T-shirt on.
Get it. Do it. Work. Yes.
I love it. And we've got Jonathan joining us. Jonathan, do you have a question
Donovan,
for Robin?
Hey, Robin. I'm a huge fan of Gotham. I think you've obviously come out as
Your collection back there is giving me life, dude. I love it.
Well, yeah, these are designed to take you down, brother.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so,
Bring it.
I mean, I wouldn't be that big of a fan.
I will show you my umbrellas soon enough.
No, my big question is just I know you're spending a lot of time in the Batman verse, but are you possibly Team Superman? Where do you land on this one?
Well, I mean, I have to say, I saw the first Superman movie. I think it was one of the very first movies I had ever seen
And you
in my
believed a
life.
man could fly.
And I totally bought every second of it. So, I mean, of course, Superman is close to me. He's also from Iowa, so got to give it up for that. But, well, not from Iowa. Grew up in Iowa. But yeah, I don't know. Batman's my guy, I gotta say. It's my jam.
You tried. I like that
Signs
you
the
gave. I
checks.
like it that you gave an effort. You were like, I mean, I did really like the Superman movie, but I gotta say, I'm on Batman's side.
Sorry. Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, great questions for Robin. Thank you so much for
guys.
stopping
Thank
by.
you.
Enjoy the film.
Yes,
And I can't wait to see
absolutely.
even more from Penguin and Gotham.
Wonderful.
Nice
Stay
to see you.
tuned.
Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, you guys. Packed carpet. I'm so excited. We have got another guest coming up to join us in just a second. We've got Harry Lennox, who plays Swanwick in the film. He's making his way up here.
What do I do?
Guys, get your questions ready, okay? How you doing, Harry?
I'm doing great.
So
How
nice
are
to
you?
see you.
Pleasure. You
So
too.
we have got our Skype fans here who've got questions.
Oh,
the
okay.
live stream is on batmanvsuperman.com where people can watch all of this conversation going on. But I'm just going to jump right into it with them. Ollie, do you have a question for Harry?
I do indeed. Harry, you were effectively the man who first announced Batman v Superman when you read that Dark Knight Returns quote at Comic-Con 2013. How did that feel?
Well, that was the first time I ever felt like a rock star, I tell you. I couldn't see anybody in the room. It was just a bunch of spotlights coming at me. There were thousands and thousands of people there. But when I started reading from the Frank Miller graphic novel, you could feel the buzz in the room, and it just became this groundswell, and all of a sudden, a huge eruption. So I had a great time doing it. It was the first time I ever was in that front of that many people who were that excited to see me.
Well, and that's what the coolest thing about this whole world is that people are so connected to the characters, are so connected to the comic book material,
Right.
that just reading lines from that specific comic made everyone freak out.
It did. There were so many fans there that they sort of knew what was coming once I opened my mouth and started saying, there's going to be a time. I want you to look back and remember that the one man that beat you, and they knew what was coming after that.
Chills.
I dropped
got a little
it.
bit of the chills right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to see more from your character, obviously. The changes that have gone through from Man of Steel, obviously, to this film.
Yep.
Enjoy your night so much.
Thank you
you
very
so
much.
much. And thanks
Nice
to
to
our Skype
talk
fans
to
for joining
you
us.
all.
So nice to meet you.
You as well, my dear.
Thank you. All right, you guys. Literally, I can't stop. There's just so many people coming to join us right now. Next up, passing off the microphone. I loved having Harry here because I obviously, like I said, seeing his character evolve from Man of Steel to this film. We can talk about another character who's evolved from Man of Steel to this film. We've got Diane Lane joining us. How are you doing? So good to see you.
This is fun.
This is
Wow.
incredible. I mean, the carpet
Everybody's
is
so
so
excited.
crowded. People are screaming. All
And
of
it's
you guys
not
are getting to
snowing.
reunite as well.
I
which
brought
is-
spring with me just
You
in
did.
case.
No snow. The dress is holding off the snow. I'm on board for that. What does it feel like for you to get to be here? Obviously, seeing all of your fellow cast members, the director, and all of the fans here, too.
I know. I'm just pinching myself. I had so much fun doing selfies with everybody because they're so loyal and true blue and red and black, and they're all here, and they're so jazzed, as am I, and it's infectious, and it's exciting to be a part of history.
Definitely is. And you guys, if you took a selfie with Diane, make sure you use the hashtag BVS Premiere so we can flip through all of those later tonight.
Fun.
We've got some Skype fans joining us. Trisha, do you have a question for Diane? You can
This
see
is
them right
amazing.
over here. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, well, first I'm going to take a Skype selfie with Diane right now. I'm super happy to talk to you via Skype. This is so cool. And I wanted to ask you, what drew you to the role of Ma Kent?
What drew you to the role of
Oh my
Ma Kent?
gosh. Good question. I haven't been asked that question in a while because of the first film, but I think it was just nice to be asked, honestly. We haven't really explored the roots of how Superman got to be a good decider of what to do with his powers when he's faced with the predicaments that he's faced with. And he does have quite a few moral dilemmas, and I think it does harken back to Jonathan and Martha, and I can only imagine some of the trials and tribulations they had when he was 4 and 5 years old, or 3 years old, the terrible twos. But we like to joke about that.
I love it that hearing from the actors where it's like you guys did kind of joke about that, really delve deep into what the life would have been like.
Oh yeah, we're picturing Bam Bam, but with the whole house going up and down.
I think that I would definitely want to babysit. I would have been like, I'll come over and babysit for that. It's so cool. Ollie, do you have a question for Diane?
Yes, I do. Diane, after the death of Jonathan Kent, what lessons does Clark still have to learn about living on Earth, and how does Martha guide him?
Well, now that Martha is a widow and we are bereft of Clark's father, beautifully played by Kevin Costner, whom I adore and we miss very much. The soul searching that anyone goes through and that we can all identify with when we are orphaned from a parent, we wish we could still have them available for a phone call, for some advice, or consoling, or remember who you are, because you do have choices in life. You're not yoked to this destiny. Or even if you are, let's pretend you have a choice and enjoy the feeling of having a choice, where you get to have a conversation with somebody who knew you through all the different phases of your life. Mm-hmm. And we miss that. So I hope I answered your question. I'm not entirely sure.
I think you definitely did.
Okay.
And what I love about it so much is just standing here with you. I'm like, I'm getting the Martha Kent vibe just chatting with you right now. I'm like, okay, Mom, tell me a story. I'm totally listening and I'm totally on board for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your great questions. Enjoy the premiere tonight.
Thank you.
So
Have
much fun.
I know I will.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, you guys. I am so excited because right now we are about to be joined by Zack and Deborah Snyder, the director and producer of this epic film. We would not have these movies without the two of them. They're saying hello to everyone over there. I'm going to welcome them up right now. How you guys doing? Here is a mic for you, sir. Zack and Deborah Snyder, how are you guys doing?
How are you? Good.
So excited to have you guys here. We have got our Skype fans joining us.
Nice battering, sir.
Yeah, we're getting the comic book collection.
It's true. It's true. So we've got Jonathan in Los Angeles. Jonathan, do you have a question for these two?
Yeah, it's Zack. In this movie, you've got basically the three biggest heavyweights in the DC universe. What aspects of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman are most compelling to you as a storyteller? How do you keep them balanced narratively so they don't take over?
Yeah, we had done a whole movie, of course, that sort of introduced Superman, and so we knew kind of what we had in that character. And so a lot of the work with this movie was kind of just to tell the audiences how Superman or Batman was going to be different and how we were going to learn about a new Batman. And so there's a little time spent at the beginning of the movie kind of setting him up. But I feel overall kind of had to get back to a balance so you understood the why of Superman in that conflict as well.
And I've got to ask for the two of you guys, obviously working together so much. How much of a shorthand do you guys have now working together on this film, and especially within the DC universe?
Well, we definitely have a shorthand. Listen, when you're working on a project that is this intensive for this long a period of time, it becomes really personal. And it's not like we go home and we don't talk about it at all. You kind of live the work as well.
We do, like it's, no matter what, there's no time when it's like, oh, this is non-work times, pretty much. But we kind of mix it up in a good way, I think. It's not like not annoying.
You need to turn it off every now and then and say, you know what, we can't talk about it.
Well, the best part is you're like, oh, we can't talk about work. Oh, that means we can't talk about superheroes and villains for just a little while.
It's
just a little while.
It's slightly uptown problem. Yeah. It's like.
Trisha, do you have a question for them?
I do. Who do you think amongst the cast members would win in a fight and why?
In an actual fight, it's definitely going to be Jesse Eisenberg in an actual fight because the guy, he's wiry. You don't know. He's quick. So I think those other guys a little too much muscle, a little too bound up.
I think it would be Gal Gadot.
Oh.
Come on, really?
It's a good point.
I mean, I would like to see the fight between Gal and Jesse.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'm just playing seeds.
That would be kind of fun. That would be really
amazing.
fun.
What is it like
but
for
it would
you
be
guys?
It'd be a friendly, yeah.
It would just be a conversation, just a chat.
Oh, conversation, verbal battle, nice.
I mean, that is what Lex Luthor is best at, I feel like. I love this, because as we're standing here, what you guys can't see is everybody's showing up. We've got Gal over there. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is over there hanging out as well. Zach is just waving to everybody.
Yeah, I'm like, hey.
Do you guys feel like this is such a family that you've created now?
It really is a family for me. It's like an amazing opportunity to like bring everyone together, and especially for these at these events like this where we're not like, oh shoot, we gotta film, we gotta make some cool drama or something. So it's really fun. It's a fun atmosphere. We've just come from Mexico City where it was insane. There was like 10,000 people there, and it's like. So
it's also a family affair with the crew.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the crew that we have working on the movie have been with us since like 300.
Yeah.
And we keep just adding on to it. So it's going to be fun because we go on to London and we start Justice League on April 11th. So a lot of our crew is there. So they're going to join us in London. So that'll be great.
Well, I got to say, I think that it's a pretty good family to be a part of. So thank you guys so much. Looking forward to this film and so many more.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy your night. I will hand those off over there. Or Zach will chuck them off. I mean, he did create basically the world that we know of DC films right now. All right, so next up, you guys, he was talking about him a minute ago. I'm going to ask him what he thinks, if he thinks he would win in a fight on the set. We have got Jesse Eisenberg, who plays Lex Luthor. How you doing?
Nice to
see you. Good to see you.
Nice
so we were just chatting with Zach, and he actually was asked, who would win in a fight of the cast members?
Oh.
He said you.
I think I would want it more, but I think I'd lose. Yeah.
You would want, I mean, I feel like sometimes wanting it is what actually makes it happen.
I'd be the kind of person who bites immediately.
He said you were wiry,
It's
so.
like my first resort is everybody else's last.
I love that.
Yeah.
So obviously, I've got tons of questions for you, but we are being joined by some Skype fans over here who have some questions for you as well.
Hi. Only one of you is wearing a tiara, but
yes,
that's okay.
she is. She's representing her Wonder Woman and Superman. She's
Very
got
clever.
the T-shirt on.
Very good.
So Trisha, since he called out your bling, do you have a question for Jesse?
Yeah, I want to know how you even begin to approach taking on such an iconic role as Lex Luthor.
I will say that unfortunately, I think I know some people who are like this, just a little bit, like manipulative and charming and scary and narcissistic. I don't know them well, luckily, but like I started thinking a lot about people like that and then put it on this character who's not only narcissistic, but actually is a kind of psychopathic murderer. But you'll see when you see the movie, the character's like a real person, not just kind of like cartoony.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Oh, thank you so much for, yes.
Awesome. And Jonathan, do you have a question for Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have a long history with Superman and trying to beat him well in advance of his powers kicking in. How would you measure up against Bruce Wayne or Batman?
How would I what?
How would you measure up against Bruce Wayne or Batman?
Oh, I wouldn't, I literally don't measure up to these people. They're like 6.5 feet tall and like double my weight dry. So,
but you would bite them.
I would start biting their thighs and not in any kind of romantic way, just in an attempt to hurt them. And then I'd go for their ankles and then ultimately a jugular. Yeah.
And that is basically the next film in the DC Cinematic Universe.
That's the villain biting people. Thank you for your suggestions and your excitement for the movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jesse, for hanging out with us. And thank you,
Thank you very
Skypers.
much.
Enjoy your night. Bye. All right, you guys. I am very excited to welcome our next guest up here. She's saying a quick hello to Jesse Eisenberg. We have got Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot, coming up here, looking stunning. How are you doing? So good to see you. I'm good, thank you. So are you.
Hi, you guys.
So this is a live stream on BatmanVSuperman.com, but we've got Skypers joining us.
Love it.
I mean, oh, yes. Okay. I was like, Ollie, put that tiara on. So, Ollie, do you have a question for Gal?
I do indeed. Gal, what does it mean to you to play Wonder Woman?
It means a lot. I feel so grateful for this amazing opportunity that was given to me. I love everything about Wonder Woman and everything that she stands for and everything that she represents. She's all about love and truth and equality and compassion and justice. And she's just this amazing woman. And I'm very honored to be the one who's going to tell her story.
It's so cool, and I think all the fans are very excited to finally get to see you in action on the big screen. I talked with you a little bit about this, but I just want to hear it again. Who's the first person that you shared the photo of yourself in costume with?
My husband. I secretly selfied myself without having anyone notice that because it was so secretive. And then I texted to my husband and could not believe that. And then I was like, just delete the photo. It never happened. You never saw that. But yeah.
Next time you were here, I'm going to be like, can I see his photo? It's definitely not deleted. At this point, it's okay.
I will share. I can share. Now I can share.
Trisha, do you have a question for Gal?
I do. Do you think that you would beat either Ben and or her in a sword fight?
For sure. Yeah, I'm the one who's been through the trainings. They just never been through the sword trainings. So I have kind of, I guess I am. But Henry's going to beat me with the laser eyeing thing, and Ben's going to beat me with the whole technology thing. So we're kind of even. I'm just saying it to make them feel good.
I love that. And I just have to ask really quickly, obviously, Batman is the dark, Superman is the light. Where would you say Wonder Woman falls in that?
Well, it's funny because when I just got the part and I read the script and I had a very interesting creative call with Zack Snyder, our magnificent genius director, I told him that I love everything about her and she's bigger than life almost. She has such good sets of values, and I want people to be able to relate to her. And it was important for me that she's not going to be goody two-shoes, like too perfect, too polished. I wanted her to be muddier, to be a little dirtier, to have an attitude. And she's right in the middle. She's not too polished like Superman, and she's not dark like Batman.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gal, for joining us. I know that they're all excited, myself included,
Thank you, guys.
to
I
see
hope
you
you
in
enjoyed the
Batman v
movie.
Superman. Thanks so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night. I'll hold on to it. It's my prize for the night. Next up, you guys, we are welcoming Mr. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays Thomas Wayne. I have got this for you, sir.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing tonight? How does it feel to be here and finally get to talk about the role that you play in this film?
Yeah, it's always top secret, but it feels great. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to see the Batman and the Superman do battle, man.
I think that's what most of the fans are the most excited about.
Yeah, let's see
As
it.
a fan, not being a part of the film, who will win?
Okay, well, since I play Batman's dad, I'm putting my money on Batman, right?
Good answer. Good
There you
answer.
go.
We've got Skype fans joining
Hey,
us.
Skype fans.
Jonathan is in Los Angeles. Jonathan, do you have a question for Jeffrey?
Wait, Jonathan,
Yeah.
I like all your crud behind you.
Hey,
That's
it's your
awesome.
kid's junk. I can't get it out of my room.
I love it. It's like my workshop, only I have tools and you have Batman weapons.
Both of which are very useful.
Yep. That one's a bottle opener.
Do you have a question for Jeffrey?
Yeah, what was it like uniting with Zack and doing another comp?
You know, Zack called me like a year before I shot it, and he goes, "Hey, will you do something in Batman, Superman?" And I was hoping it was going to be, "Do you want to be Batman?" And then I didn't hear from him for a while, and then he called me and he goes, "Okay, I want you to be Batman's dad." And look, I'll do anything for the guy. After my experience with Watchmen, obviously, we've become friends, and it was just awesome to be back on a set with not only him, but his whole crew travels with him from film to film. So it's literally the same crew that we had for Watchmen 7 years later, 8 years later, it's the same guys. So it was an awesome deal just to spend the week with them.
I love hearing about the family that Zack has created working on these movies.
It's created a community of family that just travel with him like a gypsy sideshow. It's pretty awesome.
Well, and I gotta say, since you brought up Watchmen, and this is all about versus tonight, who would win, Batman or the comedian?
The Batman and comedian would be a hell of a fight. That would be a down and dirty brawl. The comedian fights really dirty. That's the one thing. Batman might have a little bit this much more moral fiber than the comedian did, but I'd like to see that fight. I'm going to go with the comedian because that's my job.
I would say I would love to see that fight too, and I'm going to leave our live stream with that image in their head.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. It was so great to meet you. Enjoy your night. All right, you guys, right now we are being joined by Holly Hunter, who plays Senator Finch, coming up here looking beautiful. I had a chance to chat with her at the junket. It was so much fun hearing her perspective on this film. How you doing, Holly?
Hey, just fantastic. Really
So
great.
we are being joined on the live stream by some Skype fans. We've got Ollie in London. Ollie, do you have a question for Holly?
I do. Holly, what's the biggest challenge about playing a character that is so loved by the fans of the DC universe? Did you feel any pressure from them?
Well, look, my character's a totally original character, so I don't have any of the expectations, and I can't really disappoint anybody, from their preconceived notions, because I'm just an original girl in this movie.
I think that's what's so fun about the comic book universe, too, is they do get to bring in new characters. You get to put your own personal stamp on it. And I think that's what's so cool about when we got that first trailer, hearing the voiceover and just having that new perspective on how people are viewing Superman.
Well, and it's I just play somebody who kind of brings a little bit of reason to the chaos that's in the beginning of the movie, which you'll see.
Trisha, do you have a question for Holly?
I do. This movie is so epic in scale. Can you tell me about any moments of comic relief whilst on set while you were making the movie?
Well, look, Jesse Eisenberg, who I did most of my scenes with, he's a very funny guy. So, I mean, he, in between takes, Jesse could be pretty funny. You talked to him just a few minutes ago, so he's got a really lively mind. Yeah.
He basically came up here and said that he would win a fight with the cast because he would bite people. And most wouldn't go that far, but he would do whatever it takes.
Yes, I believe it.
Jonathan, do you have a question for Holly?
Yeah, I want to just know a little bit more about your character that you can tell us. Does Senator Finch give a bit of grounding to Superman? In what ways does your character's goals kind of humanize him? Does she kind of humanize the character, bring him down to earth? In what ways does she humanize this alien?
How does she kind of humanize Superman, or does she help kind of pull him back down to earth a little bit with her perspective on him?
Well, I talk to Superman in a human way, but I also think that Lois Lane and his parents so humanize him. I mean, there's something inherently human about Superman, even though he is this other creature. So I think he's already there before I ever encounter him. But I think I ask him to toe the line.
I love hearing that perspective, which is so true. And then just getting to work with Zack on a film like this. Everyone who's come up has really talked about the fact that it's such a family. He really likes working with the same actors, the same crew. What does it feel like walking on to a set like Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice?
Well, it's such a daunting set, and Zack makes it's so easy and joyful and normal, and he's kind of like Peter Pan, riding on the camera car. You just get this sense of exhilaration being on the set with Zack. And I think all of the actors feel that way,
So much energy.
He's just so unbelievably prepared and confident that he gives this real generosity to all the actors.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Holly.
Yeah,
have a great
pleasure.
night. So excited for everyone to get to see even more from Senator Finch in the film. This is so crazy. So many people on the carpet. I know, I'm like, who's coming next? This is awesome. You guys, if you are just joining us, you are watching the Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice live stream from the premiere here in New York City at Radio City Music Hall. Make sure you are a part of the conversation. Use the hashtag BVS premiere and send out that website, batmanvsuperman.com, so that all your friends can be watching the live stream. You guys can talk about it because you know that's what you're going to be doing after you see the film. So why not just start now? Talking about seeing all of your favorite actors up here. We've had so many people come up. I loved having the cast of Gotham just come up and talk about their perspective of the film. There's so many fans outside. There are fans in here as well. As the actors walk in, they get to walk down the carpet. They're taking photos. I loved Diane Lane just saying that she was taking selfies with the fans as she came down the carpet. That's just another thing about all of these actors in this movie. They are fans of the property, and they understand that this wouldn't be the way that it is without all of us, the fans. And speaking of fans, I am joined with some Skype fans. What has been your favorite part of the live stream so far, Jonathan?
Probably when you get me one of those T-shirts that they're throwing out. Maybe one of those.
Say again?
Maybe when you get me one of those T-shirts they're giving out.
Nice.
No, just kidding. The cast of Gotham. That was awesome.
It's very, very cool. Ollie, what has been your favorite moment so far?
Oh, getting to speak to Jesse Eisenberg, definitely. Hearing his thoughts on Lex Luthor, and what a funny guy.
So funny. I'm like, I feel like that is the energy that he brings to this character, where it's very frenetic, very kind of high level, which I'm like, I would just have loved to see the interactions between Jesse and Zack getting ready to go into a scene, because I feel like it would just being around them would make you feel energized. Trisha, what's been your favorite part so far?
Oh my gosh, getting to talk to Gal Gadot for sure, and hearing about how you want to make her good and righteous, but also a little bit dirty, so she's relatable. I cannot wait to see what she does with this character in the film.
I am so excited to see what she does with it, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here, because obviously we know that there's so many more films coming out from the DC Cinematic Universe. This is going to be our first introduction to her, and obviously the first introduction to seeing Ben Affleck as Batman, which is so exciting. You can see we're getting some shots on the carpet as well. What I love about this movie, too, is everyone is a fan of Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. There's so many people who are showing up that aren't in the film. They're just fans of the property. Aisha Tyler walked by. Obviously, we didn't get to chat with him, but Jeff Johns walked by a little while ago. Frank Miller was here, who obviously is a fan of the property when you hear them talking about The Dark Knight Returns. That is the man who created that universe. And you can see all of the fans over there. Right now, I am back here on the carpet, hanging out with my Skype fans. Ollie, who is the next person you're most excited to see show up here?
Oh, it's got to be the man himself, Ben Affleck, as Batman.
Oh, you said the man, and I was like, could that be the man? Uh-oh.
Oh, it's going to get into a fight, is it?
I'm starting the Ollie v. Trisha dawn of Skype live stream, something like that.
I will end you, Trisha.
Jonathan's
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Did you say you'll play Wonder Woman? You don't have a tiara like everyone else does.
I have Wonder Woman boxers on.
Nobody needs to see that.
Okay.
This is classy. We'll stick with looking at your gadgets behind you. You guys, everyone who is watching, make sure that you go and see this on the opening night. It opens on March 25th. I am so excited. I'm going to see it multiple times. How many times do you think you're going to see it, Trisha?
Oh my gosh. I have to see it at least once in IMAX. I'll probably go see it in standard 2D. Like, I have to go see it at every theater here in LA for the different experience. It's going to be a lot. Many, many times.
Well, that's the thing about these films, too, which you guys can hear some screaming in the background because I believe the man himself, Batman, Ben Affleck, has shown up. He's outside taking some photos with fans. Lots of selfies going. Ollie can barely contain himself. This is so cool because obviously, like I said, it is such a fan-driven property. And you can hear how excited they are when people show up. Specifically Ben, everyone's super pumped to hear from him. But I can't wait to talk with him. I can't wait to talk to Henry Cavill. If you guys are just joining us, make sure you're using the hashtag BVSPremiere. Tell us who you're excited to see on the carpet or who you had the most fun watching us chat with. And then obviously, make sure you send your friends over to batmanvsuperman.com to check out our live stream and our Skype fans who are hanging out with us as well. Okay, so if you guys had to pick one comic book that you think really just informed who you view of Batman, what comic book would that be, Trisha?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard question. I can't think of just one off the top of my head. I feel like anything that I would say, I would get 2 seconds into my response and then take it back and have to say something else. So I can't. I will not assign myself to one answer. But I look forward to hearing what everybody else says.
It's a very tough question. You guys are going to get a little bit of a reprieve because we have got another fan joining us up here. Lee, come on up here. A fan and an actor. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm so happy.
What is it about this property? Because obviously you've got fans watching in China. What makes this property so exciting for everyone?
Would you mind to repeat the question?
Oh, yes. What is it about this property that you think people are so excited about?
因为是两个超级英雄的对战。
A battle between two superheroes.
Is there something that you're most looking forward to seeing in this film?
在这部电影中，你最期待看到的是什么？
最想知道的就是到底他们俩谁会赢得这个胜利。
Who will win for sure? Yeah. Who wants to know the result of the battle? Yeah.
Okay, so then I've got to ask the question of, since you're most excited to see who will win, who do you think will win?
我觉得看完电影才能够给出这个答案。
He's saying like he can't tell you right now. He has to watch the movie first.
Very politically correct answer. I like it. I like it. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy your night and enjoy the premiere. Nice to meet you. Thank you. I waved at you, Trisha, because I'm like, bye. Yep. All right, you guys. Like I said before, we are here at the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice premiere, Radio City Music Hall in New York City. We're talking to all of the stars. We've talked with Zack Snyder. We've talked with Gal Gadot, our new Wonder Woman, which was so cool. Ollie, what was it like for you getting to chat with her for a minute, or just seeing her come up here and giving her perspective on Wonder Woman?
I thought it was pretty good. I'll put my headband back on. Yeah, I'm.
On just for effect. You're like, now I'll wear this.
Well, it's more effective when I reintroduce it.
It's true.
Yeah, I think she looks like a tremendous Wonder Woman, and I'm so happy after so long that Wonder Woman is finally going to be on the big screen and done properly.
It's so true.
As much of a fan of the 70s TV show that I am, and the theme music, it's going to be great.
Well, the character's been around for 75 years, so finally getting to see her on the big screen is pretty epic. And I love hearing her perspective on it, just saying that, you know, she is a very layered character, but also the fact that she is a warrior. That's who Wonder Woman initially is. That's who she is at her core. Trisha, you're nodding away. Is that how you connect with that character?
Seeing female warriors on screen and you know, and in TV shows, it's amazing. I love it.
I love it. I love it too. Jonathan, you were nodding your head as we were talking about Wonder Woman. What was it like for you finally getting to chat with her a little bit and hearing her ideas on who Diana is?
I think they were pretty in line with what you expect from the character, and I think I say with the fans, this is long overdue, this appearance on the big screen. I can't wait to see it.
I cannot wait to see it as well. You guys, we are here at the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice premiere. Right now, I would like to welcome Mr. Ben Affleck, Batman, to the stage. I'm good. How are you doing? Good to see you as well. So obviously, I'm here to chat with you, but we are being joined by fans via Skype who have some questions for you.
This looks like the guy who did props for the movie. He's got our...
Everyone has been loving Jonathan's gadget. So Jonathan is in Los Angeles. Do you have a question for Ben?
Yeah, Ben, you know, looking at my collection, what's your favorite Bat gadget?
Well, the best gadget, really, you got. I mean, if you're going to consider it a gadget, is the Batmobile, because that's the coolest thing of all, and it actually moves. But those look pretty good. I mean, those look real. They look as good as the ones we had in the movie. I stole a few from the movie to hang on to, so I have some like that. My collection's not quite as good.
Wait, but now I've got to know. I've got to know. Which ones did you take?
I stole them that were like, you know, like this one here and that one there. I have one like that. The studio called me and made me return a couple of them, but.
Now you've just revealed it to the live stream, but we won't tell, I promise.
I'm in trouble.
Ollie, do you have a question for Ben?
I do indeed. Ben, the Batsuit looks amazing. When was the first time you were like, oh my God, I'm in the Batsuit?
The first time I put it on, the first scene is the scene I have with, I don't want to give anything away, but it's a scene with Diane Lane. It comes right after a big fight sequence, and I come in and have a little bit of dialogue with her. And it was the first day I put it on. And, you know, there's that moment where you go, my God, I'm actually doing this, you know, and I thought about all the, you know, Christian Bale and Mel, George, rather, and Tim Burton's movies, and all the, you know, the Batman who had done it before, and all the directors who had done it before, and it was very intimidating. And I remember sort of going like, am I going to be able to do this? And I looked at Diane's face, and she kind of was like, we're going to be all right. It's going to be okay. And that kind of was a moment where I felt like it was going to be all right.
Well, and jumping off of that, I have to ask, just tell me briefly, what was it like the moment that you guys got to have the Trinity in costume on set? Because when we saw it in the trailer, I think all of us simultaneously freaked out.
Yeah, that was definitely a big deal. The first time we did it was a photo shoot, actually, before we played the scene. And so we came to this, and it was a day my son was visiting me on the set. And I could see,
to bring your son to work.
Yeah, I could see in my son's eyes that feeling I kind of had. He sort of looked over at Henry, and he was like, Dad, is that the real Superman? And I was like, because he'd seen other Supermen at like kids' parties, you know what I mean? But he knew, he was like, that's the real Superman.
And you're like, come on, I
was like, it kind of is the real Superman.
Awesome. Well, I think that is going to be the reaction from all the fans when they get to see the movie tonight and after the premiere. So thank you so much for stopping by. I know they were super pumped to chat with you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thanks for chatting, guys.
Enjoy
I really appreciate it.
the premiere, Ben. Thanks you so
a
much.
lot. All right, thanks.
Great to see you.
Bye.
All right, you guys, pretty cool. We just talked to Batman. Pretty cool. And right now, which is also pretty cool, we are being joined by Amy Adams, who plays Lois Lane. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We are very well. We're joined by Skype fans who have been eagerly awaiting all of you guys showing up tonight.
Cool. I keep forgetting to talk in the mic. Sorry. I'm like.
So we're going to take our first question. Trisha, do you have a question for Amy?
Sure, yeah, Amy. So was it the boys in the film that got all the action, or did you get to beat up on some baddies too?
I get to do some action. I'm not beating up on the baddies, and I get other action, you know what I'm saying, in the film, so I'm not going to complain.
Well, I feel like the thing with Lois Lane is that journalism is kind of her superpower, and she gets to beat up on the baddies with her mind.
That's true. I get to use words.
It's true.
What they say, the pen is mightier than the sword. So.
And that's pretty much what Lex Luthor uses, is his mind.
Absolutely. But he's a baddie. I wish I could have really, kicked his rear end, but, you know.
You never know. You never know. Zach is here tonight. You could chat.
I'll pitch that to him.
Ollie, do you have a question for Amy?
I do. Amy, we go into this film with Lois Lane knowing who Clark Kent is. How does that make your character different, the way you played her?
Well, it's actually fun because I don't have to sort of spend time treating Clark different than Superman. I see them as the same person, and it kind of allows for a different intimacy in their relationship and kind of a deeper relationship between the two of them.
So cool. I love seeing the relationship between them grow, which I'm going to assume is what you were talking about, more action, but we'll have to see the movie.
You have to see the movie. I mean, it's not gratuitous or anything like that. But.
Jonathan, do you have a question for Amy?
Yeah, no, you've got an alien for a boyfriend, but in what ways do you think Lois plays in humanizing Kal-El? And what do you learn from their relationship?
I'm sorry, you're asking what role Lois plays in humanizing? I think all men are aliens, so if you just start there, it works out. I got a head start on that. So, no, I think that she sees the man in him and the human side. I see some head shaking over there.
Ollie, was that agreeing head shaking?
I see, I think that she sees the man in him, and I think that she, like his mother, women are a very strong influence in his life, and he feels very grounded to this earth by the women that he's in relationships with. So I think it sort of keeps him understanding the human side in him.
Well, one thing I love, too, about what you've created with this character is when we were talking before, you kind of said you don't like to say that Superman has to rescue Lois.
No, I don't like that, because it implies that she doesn't know what she's getting into, and she goes into these situations fully understanding the peril. But I think she probably, counts on him a little too much at this point, as you'll find in the film. So, yeah.
I love how you've created this character and really developed it even more. And I think that something that's so great about this film is everyone who's come up has said it's such a family on set. What is it like for you getting to come back for this film and reunite with that whole family, and then getting to be here at the premiere tonight with everyone?
It's really cool getting to be here tonight. What was really fun is when I first started working with Henry, like it took a little time for us to get to know each other. Henry's so professional and focused, and I'm very focused. I think Henry's coming now. You can hear the women like passing out, you know. But coming onto this film, we all got to know each other really well, and so we get to bring that intimacy into this film and that friendship, and I think you really feel that.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great to see him. We're going to party tonight. So.
Yeah, well, that's what I love, too, is you guys have all shown up. You have such good energy. You're just so excited, I'm sure, to be able to talk about it and share.
Have you guys seen Gal tonight?
We did see Gal.
Oh, she's so hot. I can't wait to see her. I'm sure she looks like smoking.
She does.
Awesome.
She does Wonder Woman justice tonight.
Good. I'm glad. Well, it's so nice talking to you guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So great to see you.
Awesome.
Have a great night. Enjoy the premiere.
Of course. Guys, enjoy. Can't wait for you to see it.
All right, you guys. We are here at the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice premiere, live streaming. We've got our Skype fans joining us, and just a minute ago, there was some screaming going on because Henry Cavill has, in fact, arrived on the carpet. Trisha is very excited about this. But yeah, he's taking selfies with fans, making his way slowly down the carpet. I love just kind of hearing what Amy had to say about working with him and the fact that starting out, they were just very like serious, professional, and now it can be a little bit more playful. It's crazy the people who come out for this film. Neil deGrasse Tyson has shown up here, which when you talk about aliens, he's probably a good person to have on the carpet. You guys, this is such a great night. Make sure that as we're talking about all this, as you guys are watching the live stream with us, use that hashtag BVSPremiere. Send all your friends over to batmanvsuperman.com to watch with us, to enjoy all of these epic moments, because as a geek girl, I am freaking out with all these people we've gotten to talk to. And I know that my Skype fans are doing the same thing. Jonathan is fanning himself off. I know. He's making his way up here slowly. This is what's so great, too, is the fact that, you know, they are so conscious of the fans. They want to spend a lot of time with them. What do you think means to the fans, Trisha, when they get to spend a little moment to take a picture? You wanted to take a selfie with the Skype with Diane.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it makes it that much more real. I mean, the awesome thing about living in your mind in these comic universe, you know, and spending time there is that it's such a wonderful place. It's such an escape, and getting to make that real even just a little bit more is epic.
It's so good. It's so good. And I'm excited because I get to be here with you guys. And just as everyone is watching, I'm fanning out just like everyone else is. As we talk to people, I'm like, we just talked to Batman, and we're just about to talk to Superman. It's getting crazy over there. People are very, very excited, obviously. I love it, too, because we're getting to know this character that much more. I love hearing what they have to say about developing these characters, and especially for Henry, where we got to see him start out with a character, really mold the clay of who Kal-El would be, who Clark Kent would be, obviously now who Superman would be in that film. And I think in this one, we're going to get to see even more of that, obviously, see what it's like for him to go up against someone like Batman, you know. And I think he said, actually, Henry was talking about the character in an article, and he just said the fact that, you know, he is an amateur superhero, and at this point, Batman he's top-notch. He knows what he's been doing. He's been doing it for a while. What does hearing that kind of perspective from an actor feel like for you when you're so connected to the character, Jonathan? Oh, hold on. Hold that thought, because we're being joined by him right now. Well, please, you guys give a huge welcome. We've got Henry Cavill, Superman, joining us right now. We are here, obviously, on the carpet, and we're live streaming, but we are being joined by our Skype fans as well.
Hey, guys.
How does it feel for you to be here tonight?
Feels absolutely amazing. You know, this has been a long time coming, and finally get the chance to show it to everyone. I get to talk about the movie.
I know. That's what we've been doing all night, and I know that our fans are very excited. So, Trisha, do you have a question for Mr. Henry Cavill?
I do. You're such perfect casting for Superman. This is amazing. Are you hoping to play Superman in a video game one day?
That would be a lot of fun, yes. It all depends on the quality of the video game. I'm not too sure if I actually get a choice in these things, but hopefully, if a video game does come out, then I get to be the voice at least.
Very cool. And just before we let you go, because I know you've got to get in the theater for the premiere, what is the one scene or the one thing you're most excited for the fans to experience tonight?
Oh, okay. There's no one scene. I would say it's a sequence.
Okay.
And that will be in the third act. Your minds will be blown.
Very cryptic, but very good answer. So we're all going to be watching for that sequence in the film. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good to see you
Have
again.
a great night.
All
Enjoy
right.
the premiere.
Okay, cool. See you later.
Bye.
Cheers.
He came back in to say thank you, Trisha. So cool, you guys. We got to talk to Batman. We got to talk to Superman. I love hearing from them, love hearing about the scenes that they're excited for us as fans to see. I mean, I think for them even just talking about the scenes where the Trinity is together on set, so incredible. Red carpets are so crazy too because the time just flies by. So Jonathan and Ollie, I know that you guys were like, we wanted to talk to Superman too. But I feel like, Jonathan, you got your question in with Batman because you got the gadgets back there.
It's all good. It is all good. And ladies first. I think I was too. I was just too in love to talk to Henry. I wouldn't have been able to get words out.
You were too awestruck.
Too awestruck. He's such a handsome man.
Honestly, though, it's so much more than just them as people that I think makes you get so excited. It's them coming up here and playing these characters that I grew up reading or that you grew up really connecting to in a comic book or in the cartoon or whatever world it was that you first met these characters. And then it's like the human embodiment of it. You're like, that's Clark Kent. Like, that's my Clark Kent, which is epic.
Yeah, it makes it real.
It makes it so real. It's so real. And what I really enjoyed was one of my favorite moments, I think, on this carpet tonight was hearing Ben talk about when the Trinity was doing their photo shoot, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and his son is like, is that the real Superman? I'm like, dude, your dad is Batman. It's
You know what
so
team he was
funny.
on?
What?
You know what team his kid was on?
Seriously. It's because he's like, I'm used to seeing my dad in the bat suit. Like, not cool anymore. Totally new to see Superman there. So awesome. Ollie, did you have another favorite moment in particular from the live stream tonight?
I didn't like seeing Henry Cavill at all, to be honest, because I'm Team Batman. I wanted him to get off the screen. I actually did have one question for him, though. And that was, do you bleed?
Well, you're gonna have to go see the movie to hear Batman ask him that question, right?
Yep.
On March 25th, and then you can pretend like it's you asking. You can sit in the audience and like say it in the Batman voice.
I'm going to ruin that moment in the movie by standing up and shouting it.
Let's all do it together right now. Will you guys do it
On
with
the
me? You
count of
have to do
three?
it with me. Yeah, on the count of 3. Do you bleed? We're saying 1, 2, 3.
Do you bleed?
That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like all 4 of us could play Batman. Or not. All right, you guys, we are live here at Radio City Music Hall for the premiere of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. It comes out on March 25th. If you're not here at the premiere seeing it, make sure you go opening night to check out the film. Use the hashtag if you've been watching along with us, you guys. Hashtag BVS premiere. Send all of your friends over to batmanvsuperman.com to check out the live stream where we literally got to talk to everyone. Right now, last minute, Will Smith is coming down the carpet to check out the film. What I love is so great about these movies, obviously, is that it brings out all of the people from the DC world. Suicide Squad, what? Hopefully next live stream we'll get to chat with him a little bit. But it is such a property and such a world that people connect with on so many levels, whether they're in the films or they're actors or they're fans just like we are. It's so awesome. I absolutely love it. I'm like geeking out right now so hard. I'm like, I think
amazingly.
I'm trying my best. I mean, I think the thing that's so great about it is growing up reading the comics, you love these characters, you think about what it would look like on the TV screen or on a big film screen. And now being here tonight and getting to say, okay, I'm going to see Batman and Superman fight each other, and we're also going to get introduced to Wonder Woman for the first time on the big screen, which is such an iconic moment. So it feels very like nerd girl growing up in this moment where it's like I never imagined myself being here and getting to experience this with all of you guys. So thanks for being a part of it with me. Hearts. Hearts. BVS premiere hearts. Oh, I like it. I like sending them through to you as well. What did you guys like about just hearing even Zack Snyder come up here? And he's so playful. And what you guys didn't get to see on the other side was just, he was hanging out over here for a while before he came up, just kind of greeting everyone and saying hello. What was that like for you hearing from him, Trisha?
Oh, not enough. I mean, I just would want to sit down with him and pick his brain all day about filmmaking and what the choices were for this film and why. And, you know, of course, my questions couldn't be that specific anyway because I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting to see it until it comes out. But just like digging into that mastermind a little bit would be amazing.
Well, and I think this is something where as we're doing the live stream now, I'm like, dude, wouldn't it be cool to do a live stream like the week after? Have them all come back and really talk about the film, you know, kind of get into the spoilery stuff where, I mean, even just knowing that there's Easter eggs in there, because for Zack, he's someone that's creating this world, working on the other films, as a lot of the people said coming up here. So he knows what Easter eggs he's kind of throwing into the mix to get fans to get excited for the next movies. Would you guys be excited to see, I mean, obviously, I feel like an Easter egg on the carpet tonight was having Will Smith come down.
Yeah.
Are there any Easter eggs that you guys are, like, things in the film alluding to something else that you guys would be excited to see? Jonathan?
Yeah, I would go with as much as we've seen about the Justice League. I would like to see what they're going to do with the Green Lantern Corps.
With what? Say again?
The Green Lantern Corps. The Green Lanterns.
Yep. Yeah, I like that you're putting your ring up. We all
Blow
are.
it up. Yeah.
I think that's the coolest thing about all of this is that getting so many more of these films, that is something that could happen. I mean, we can talk about a lot more of the characters and a lot more of the characters that maybe people don't know quite as well, because obviously when you look at a film like Suicide Squad or you look at a film like we're getting to the Justice League, these are characters that not everyone knows immediately off the bat, but they're going to, and they're going to love them just as much as we do. Are there any Easter eggs or things you're looking for that you would like to see in the film, Ollie?
Yeah, in the trailer, there's a very brief shot of, I think it's called the Nightmare sequence, where Batman has a sort of nightmare, but it's spelled with a K. It's very funny like that. And looking out on the desert, he sees an Omega symbol. And Omega is the symbol of Darkseid, who is the big bad in the DC universe. So that possibly sets up who the big villain for Justice League might be, and that would be absolutely insane.
What I love that DC does so well is kind of alluding to and teasing the villains that are coming next, the things that people can be looking forward to, because they do it in such a way where it's like, it's so small that if they don't end up going that direction, it's fine, because we're like, maybe it'll be in the next one. It's not so on the nose that we know that's exactly what we're getting, but us as fans, we're like, oh my God, did you see that? Trisha, is there anything you're hoping to see?
I mean, I'm just in it for the epic battle. There's no, like, in particular Easter egg that I'm like, this has to see it to make the movie for me. I'm looking to see what the conflict is, how it's resolved, and where we're moving on from here. So I guess my answer is I want it all. I want to know the next villain. I want to know what movies, where they're going next in the DC universe. Like, I want it all.
I love that answer because I feel the same way. I want it all. And I think that Zack is going to give it to us in this movie. So thank you guys all so much for hanging out and joining me right here on the live stream red carpet presented with all of the fans via Skype. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is in theaters on March 25th. You guys make sure you send your friends over to batmanvsuperman.com. Use the hashtag BVSPremiere. I'm Tiffany Smith. I'm definitely going to be posting all about this at Tiffany's Tweets for the rest of the night, probably for the rest of the week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know. I will see you guys next time on the live stream. Tonight was presented by Microsoft Azure as well. And that's it from the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice premiere. Enjoy the film, guys.
Bye.
Bye.